Ancient Egypt stands as one of the most captivating and influential civilizations in human history. For over 3,000 years, it flourished on the banks of the Nile River. Its legacy continues to amaze us. The ancient Egyptians developed a sophisticated system of writing. Their architectural prowess is evident in the majestic pyramids and temples that grace the Egyptian landscape. The narrative of ancient Egypt is often framed through the lens of its dynastic cycles. From the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt under King Narmer to the fall of the last pharaoh, Cleopatra VII, the story of ancient Egypt is one of ambition, innovation, resilience, and ultimately the cyclical nature of power. The rise of ancient Egypt began with the unification of its two distinct regions. Upper Egypt, encompassing the fertile Nile Valley, and Lower Egypt, encompassing the Nile Delta, were unified under a single ruler, marking the birth of a powerful and enduring civilization. The pharaoh, believed to be the embodiment of Horus, the god of kingship, held absolute power and was responsible for maintaining order, prosperity, and harmony within the kingdom. Before the emergence of a unified Egypt, the land was divided. Two distinct regions, Upper and Lower Egypt, existed as separate entities. Upper Egypt, so called because it was situated upriver along the Nile Valley, was a region of fertile land and abundant resources. Lower Egypt, situated in the Nile Delta, where the river fans out into the Mediterranean Sea, was a region of marshes, lakes, and rich biodiversity. Despite their geographical proximity and shared reliance on the Nile, Upper and Lower Egypt developed distinct cultures, beliefs, and political structures. Around 3100 BCE, a charismatic and ambitious ruler emerged from Upper Egypt, forever altering the course of Egyptian history. His name was Narmer, often identified with the legendary King Menes, who is credited with unifying Upper and Lower Egypt. Narmer's origins are shrouded in mystery, but his deeds are etched in the annals of history. He led his armies from Upper Egypt, conquering the disparate nomes or provinces of Lower Egypt one by one. To solidify his rule and legitimize his claim as the first pharaoh of a unified Egypt, Narmer adopted a powerful symbol, the double crown. Narmer's legacy extended far beyond his military conquests. He established the foundations for a centralized government that would endure for millennia. He created a system of administration, taxation, and law enforcement that brought order and stability to the newly unified kingdom. Narmer is also credited with founding the city of Memphis, strategically located at the border of Upper and Lower Egypt, which served as the capital of the Old Kingdom for centuries. The unification of Egypt under Narmer had profound cultural and religious implications as well. The Old Kingdom, spanning from approximately 2686 to 2181 BCE, is often regarded as the golden age of ancient Egypt. This era witnessed the consolidation of power established during the early dynastic period. The pharaohs, considered living gods, presided over a highly centralized and sophisticated civilization. The Old Kingdom saw the flourishing of Egyptian culture. Art and architecture reached new heights of sophistication, reflecting the wealth and power of the pharaohs and the elite. The Old Kingdom is perhaps best known for its most enduring legacy, the pyramids. These colossal stone structures, built as tombs for the pharaohs, are a testament to the architectural and engineering prowess of the ancient Egyptians. The pyramids were not merely burial places, but powerful symbols of the pharaoh's authority, divinity, and connection to the cosmos. The most famous pyramids, those of Giza, stand as enduring symbols of the Old Kingdom. The Great Pyramid of Giza, built for the pharaoh Khufu, is the oldest and largest of the three main pyramids at Giza. The construction of the pyramids and the maintenance of a stable and prosperous society required a highly organized and efficient administration. The pharaohs of the Old Kingdom developed a complex bureaucracy to manage the affairs of the state. At the heart of this bureaucracy was the vizier, the pharaoh's right-hand man and the highest-ranking official in the kingdom. The vizier's role was crucial for the stability and prosperity of the Old Kingdom, acting as the pharaoh's trusted advisor and the administrator of his will. The centralized administration of the Old Kingdom allowed the pharaohs to control the economy, oversee agricultural production, and maintain law and order. The Old Kingdom, despite its grandeur and achievements, was not immune to the forces of decline. The construction of massive pyramids and other monumental projects, while a testament to the pharaoh's power and the skill of Egyptian architects and engineers, placed a heavy burden on the kingdom's resources. The quarrying, transportation and assembly of millions of tons of stone required a massive workforce and consumed vast amounts of food, timber and other materials. Over time, these projects strained the kingdom's economy, leading to increased taxation and eventually social unrest. Adding to the economic strain, the power of the central government began to weaken during the latter part of the Old Kingdom. The decline of the Old Kingdom culminated in a period of political fragmentation and instability known as the First Intermediate Period, lasting from approximately 2181 to 2055 BCE. The once unified kingdom splintered into several smaller states, each ruled by its own local dynasty. The pharaoh, once considered a living god and the absolute ruler of Egypt, saw his authority diminished, becoming little more than a figurehead. The First Intermediate Period was marked by widespread chaos, famine, and civil war. Despite the turmoil, the First Intermediate Period was not without its cultural achievements. The First Intermediate Period was a time of profound change and upheaval for ancient Egypt. The centralized state that had defined the Old Kingdom had crumbled, replaced by a patchwork of competing regional powers. The pharaoh's authority, once absolute, was challenged and diminished. Yet amidst the chaos and instability, the seeds of a new order were being sown. The First Intermediate Period, while a time of decline and fragmentation, also laid the foundation for the reunification of Egypt under a new dynasty and the dawn of a new era of prosperity and power. The First Intermediate Period, a time of fragmentation and turmoil, eventually gave way to a new era of unity and prosperity in ancient Egypt. Around 2055 BCE, Mentuhotep II emerged from Thebes, uniting Egypt. He embarked on military campaigns reuniting the fractured kingdom.
My victory marked the Middle Kingdom, a time of stability and cultural flourishing.
The Middle Kingdom, from 2055 to 1650 BCE, was a renaissance in Egyptian history. Mentuhotep II established himself as the pharaoh of a revitalized Egypt. With internal stability restored, the pharaohs of the Middle Kingdom expanded Egypt's borders and increased its wealth through trade and conquest. They launched military campaigns into Nubia, rich in gold, ivory, and other resources. Egyptians established trading posts and fortresses along the Nile, securing access to Nubian resources. Trade networks expanded to the east, reaching Mesopotamia and the Indus Valley. The Middle Kingdom was a time of economic prosperity for Egypt. Section 3. Cultural Renaissance. The Middle Kingdom was a time of political stability, economic prosperity, and significant cultural achievements. Artists, architects, and writers explored new styles, ushering in a renaissance that left an enduring mark. Architecture saw a departure from massive pyramid complexes. Pyramids were smaller and less elaborate. Pharaohs favored rock-cut tombs reflecting changing religious beliefs. New temples were constructed, reflecting the growing importance of religious practice. Literature flourished, exploring a wider range of genres and themes. The tale of Sinuhe provides a glimpse into the lives and beliefs of Egyptians. Section 4. The Shadow of Decline. The Middle Kingdom faced decline due to internal strife and external threats. Provincial governors or nomarchs grew powerful, challenging the pharaoh's authority. This weakened unity and made Egypt vulnerable to the Hyksos invasion. The Hyksos, with superior military technology, captured Memphis, ending the 13th dynasty. Their arrival marked the second intermediate period of fragmentation and foreign rule. Section 1. The Rise of Thebes. The second intermediate period, a time of foreign rule and internal division, cast a shadow over Egypt. The Hyksos, with their superior weaponry and military tactics, had subjugated Lower Egypt, pushing the fragmented Egyptian kingdoms southward. Yet amidst this turmoil, a new power was rising in the south, Thebes. Theban rulers, initially vassals of the Hyksos, gradually consolidated their power, uniting Upper Egypt under their rule. They observed the Hyksos' military prowess, adopting their advanced weaponry and tactics, preparing for the day they would challenge the foreign rulers for the mastery of Egypt. Ahmose I, a Theban prince, ascended to the throne, inheriting a kingdom eager for liberation and reunification. Ahmose proved to be a shrewd strategist and a courageous leader. He rallied his forces, launching a series of campaigns against the Hyksos. The war for liberation was long and arduous, a clash of two cultures and two ways of warfare. Ahmose's adoption of Hyksos military innovations, combined with the valor of his troops, gradually turned the tide against the foreign rulers. After years of conflict, Ahmose achieved a decisive victory, driving the Hyksos out of Lower Egypt and reuniting the two lands under Theban rule. Section 2. An Empire's Embrace. Ahmose I's victory marked the beginning of the New Kingdom, a period of unprecedented power, prosperity, and imperial expansion for ancient Egypt.
The New Kingdom, spanning from approximately 1550 to 1077 BCE, witnessed Egypt transformed from a regional power into a mighty empire, its influence stretching from the banks of the Euphrates River in the north to the fourth cataract of the Nile in the south.
The pharaohs of the New Kingdom, determined to prevent a recurrence of foreign domination, adopted a more aggressive foreign policy than their predecessors. They built a powerful army, equipped with chariots, bronze weapons, and a well-trained infantry. This formidable force allowed them to expand Egypt's borders, conquering neighboring lands and securing trade routes.
Thutmose III, one of the most renowned pharaohs of the New Kingdom, led his armies on numerous campaigns, expanding Egypt's empire to its greatest extent. He conquered Nubia to the south, securing access to its gold mines and other valuable resources.
To the east, Thutmose III's armies campaigned in the Levant, clashing with the Mitanni Empire for control of Syria and Canaan. Through a series of brilliant military victories, Thutmose III established Egypt as the dominant power in the Near East, extracting tribute and allegiance from vassal states.
The New Kingdom's imperial expansion brought immense wealth to Egypt. Tribute flowed into the royal treasury from conquered territories, while trade flourished along land and sea routes. The pharaohs used this wealth to finance ambitious building projects, commissioning magnificent temples, opulent palaces, and colossal statues that proclaimed their power and piety.
Akhenaten's son. The New Kingdom, a time of unprecedented power and prosperity, witnessed profound religious upheaval during Akhenaten's reign, one of Egypt's most enigmatic pharaohs.
Originally named Amenhotep IV, he ascended during traditional religious practices. He harbored radical theological views, challenging Egyptian religion's foundations.
He broke with tradition, rejecting the pantheon of gods. Akhenaten proclaimed Aten, the sun disk, as the sole god and creator.
This new religion, centered on Aten, was monotheistic, a radical departure from polytheism. His reforms had political and social implications.
He sought to diminish the priesthood's power, particularly the priests of Amun, who had grown wealthy and influential. Akhenaten's reforms threatened their status, leading to resistance.
To solidify his revolution, he built a new capital, Akhenaten, now Amarna. Dedicated to Aten, it was built on virgin land in Middle Egypt.
Akhenaten's court relocated to Amarna, embracing a new artistic style. Gone were the idealized figures of traditional art. A more naturalistic, exaggerated style emerged. Akhenaten's religious revolution, while profound, proved to be short-lived. His rejection of the traditional gods of Egypt alienated many of his subjects, while his focus on religious matters distracted him from the affairs of state. The empire that his predecessors had built began to crumble at the edges as vassal states in the Levant rebelled against Egyptian rule. Moreover, Akhenaten's neglect of the traditional priesthood, particularly the powerful priests of Amun, created powerful enemies within Egypt itself. The priesthood, resentful of their loss of status and influence, worked behind the scenes to undermine Akhenaten's authority. Upon Akhenaten's death, his religious reforms were quickly overturned. His successor, Tutankhaten, later known as Tutankhamun, abandoned Amarna and returned the capital to Thebes. The young pharaoh restored the traditional gods to their former glory, seeking to appease the priesthood and heal the religious divisions that had plagued Akhenaten's reign. However, the damage was done. Akhenaten's religious revolution, though brief, had weakened the pharaoh's authority and sown seeds of discord within Egyptian society. The empire, once mighty and feared, continued to decline in the decades following Akhenaten's reign, beset by internal strife, economic woes, and external threats. The new kingdom, despite its eventual decline, left an indelible mark on Egyptian history and beyond. Its pharaohs, through their military conquests, ambitious building projects, and cultural achievements, created an era of unparalleled grandeur and prosperity. The temples, tombs, and monuments they built stand today as testaments to their power and piety, while their artistic and literary legacy continues to inspire awe and wonder. The New Kingdom also witnessed a flowering of Egyptian influence throughout the Near East. Egyptian art styles, religious practices, and even language spread to neighboring lands carried by merchants, diplomats, and soldiers. This cultural exchange enriched both Egypt and its neighbors, leaving a lasting legacy that connected these civilizations across time and space. Yet the New Kingdom's decline serves as a reminder that even the mightiest empires are not immune to the forces of change. Internal divisions, economic hardship, and the ambitions of rivals can weaken the foundations of even the most powerful states. The story of the New Kingdom, like that of ancient Egypt itself, is a tale of both triumph and tragedy, a testament to the cyclical nature of power and the enduring legacy of human civilization. The New Kingdom's brilliance, like a supernova, eventually faded. Internal strife and economic woes chipped away at its foundations. The once mighty empire found itself vulnerable to foreign powers. Libyans launched raids into the Nile Delta, weakening the kingdom. The Sea Peoples posed a significant threat, their origins mysterious. External pressures and internal divisions ushered in the Third Intermediate Period. In 525 BCE, Persian king Cambyses II conquered Egypt, ending pharaonic rule. Egypt briefly regained independence, but fell to Alexander the Great in 332 BCE, starting the Ptolemaic period. The Ptolemies blended Greek culture with Egyptian traditions. Alexandria rose as a center of learning and commerce. In 30 BCE, Cleopatra VII's death led to Egypt becoming a Roman province. The pharaohs were replaced by Roman emperors. Egypt's legacy lived on through its monumental architecture and cultural influence. The pyramids continued to inspire awe and wonder. Egyptian beliefs influenced early Christianity. Egyptian art and architecture influenced Roman styles. Egypt's legacy extends beyond its monuments to its contributions in various fields. Their knowledge in mathematics, astronomy, and medicine influenced later civilizations. Their innovations laid the foundation for complex societies. Egypt's story is a testament to human civilization's enduring power. It is a story of ambition, innovation, and resilience. The echoes of ancient Egypt's grandeur still resonate today.